What's up, everybody? I want to thank y'all for joining us and welcome y'all to Game Warriors Top 5. This month's episode is going to be about our top 5 favorite video games of all time. Not the franchises, but the games themselves. So let's kick things off with our number 5 pick. The Legend of Zelda. Originally released in 1986 on the NES console. This is one of the first games that I remember playing and introducing me to a immersive story where you're on a mission to save the Princess Zelda. It introduced us to other characters like Link and Ganon, and into the beautiful world of Hyrule that we've seen evolve and expand over the course of the franchise's history. To me, this is one of the most prized possessions of my gaming collection, and still one that I enjoy playing. I actually played it again in preparation for the release of Breath of the Wild, and didn't play all the way through it, but I did play it for a little bit just for nostalgia's sake. So, and at number 4, we have Tetris. Now, Tetris is a puzzle game originally released in the 80s. And the version that I particularly am fond of, which I like a lot of the versions and stuff like that, is the original Nintendo one that that was cemented me into playing puzzle style games. It introduced me to the puzzle style games. So, and the franchise itself is the #1 selling franchise of all time, with over 170 million units sold of some form of Tetris. And at number 3, we have Mario Kart 64, released in 1997 on the Nintendo 64, and was the main reason I bought a 64, and one of the first games that I actually held a tournament amongst friends on. It improved upon the original that was released on the SNES, and still to this day is one of my favorite Mario Kart games out there. And don't get me wrong, I like all of the Mario Kart games I've played, but this one, I don't know, it holds a special place, I guess, because of the nostalgia of getting together with friends and hitting them with them red shells. And at number 2, we've got the original Super Mario Brothers, released on the NES in the mid 80s, and the game that cemented many of us as gamers. I know it did for me. It was one that I remember playing hours upon hours, just trying to find out all the secrets, the warp zones, and the shells to get infinite lives, and so on and so forth. It was just a fantastic game, and I remember getting so frustrated when I'd get there, beat the boss, and just to find out that my princess was in another castle. You know, I just really enjoyed it. Still enjoy it to this day, going back and playing it from time to time. I know that my wife, is one of her favorite games, and I think it's the only game that she ever stated that she beat. Which I don't think is accurate, but that's what she claims. So anyway, and this is also uh, like number 5 top selling game of all time, with over 40 million units sold. And at number 1, Halo Combat Evolved, originally released for the Xbox and later on PC. And this is the only game on our list that was not a Nintendo on any Nintendo platform. This one is one of the best first-person shooter games out there. It's also one of the newest games on our list, but to many of us, it was the one that cemented us back into the first-person shooters genre. And I just remember falling in love with the physics of how the environment worked and everything. I remember playing for hours after I beat the campaign on Legendary, was playing around multiplayer, and then started playing around with the physics of the grenades, throwing them off into Warthog and seeing how high we could get the Warthog to jump from the explosions. I know me and a friend of mine, we spent, I don't know how long setting it up, but we finally got one to shoot up so high that it landed in on top of a cliff behind it. And then another time we did it to where it landed right on top of us. We sat there and chased after it, got underneath it, and it was just fun. I mean, we just had a lot of fun with it. And of course, the franchises went on to make some pretty good sequels and spin-offs. Well, guys, we thank you for joining us today, and that concludes our top 5 favorite video games of all time as voted on amongst our board members. We'd love to hear your comments. Find out what your favorite video game is if it didn't make the list, and why it's on your list. And this is Almighty Wraith saying, until next time, stay awesome and frag on.